Right, so let's go to the right hand side here, go to new project. And you could really just select whatever the latest version is of Unity. If they're on 7 already and it's a stable version, you can select that. What we're going to do is essentially set up a new project, and we'll go ahead and just do Universal 2D for now. We do a lot of 3D in my classes, and for project name, you could just name this, um, you know, GSD or GD, and then game narrative. So we're just going to do some stuff for, and I'm going to go to create project because we're just going to be doing some narrative design stuff inside of Unity. All right, once your project opens, I usually go to layout and I do a 2x3 here just so I have similar interface. I drag the hierarchy and I drop it below here. And then in my list here, I do a 1 column layout. Now the tool we're going to use is a completely free tool, and you get it from the Unity Asset Store. It's called Inky. So head over to the top here, click Asset Store, and then go to Asset Store Web and click on that. All right, so once here, go ahead and sign in. I usually just sign in with my Gmail to both Unity and the Asset Store. And they have to have the same login, otherwise you won't it won't transfer directly to the project. So inside of here, just type ink, then hit enter. And it should be the first one. Yeah, this one right here, ink integration for Unity. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. And yours might be a little bit different because I've already used it. It says open in Unity. Yours might say install or get or something like that. So I'm just going to click open in Unity here, and it's going to open it up inside my Unity editor. And you can see here it says ink integration for Unity. I'm going to go ahead and click import. And once this is open, I'm going to go ahead and click import again. All right, great. So once that is open, I'm going to go ahead, this ink integration for Unity is there. I'm going to go ahead and close this. And let's see. Actually, I want to put my project below my hierarchy. I like my hierarchy on top. And in my assets folder, I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm just going to call this story. And what we'll do is we'll create our very first ink script. Okay, and in the story folder, I'm going to create one more folder. I'm going to call this dialogue. All right, so let's go ahead and create a, let's see, create ink script here. And I'm going to name this ink script, let's name it Maya. That's the name of our character, okay? And you could see it created this JSON file right below it. So it automatically creates a dialogue for you. Like it already automatically creates the JSON file that we can use with our C# code later on to play our dialogue. Now in this inspector here, you're seeing the ink integration plugin. And so ink scripts really are just plain text, but Unity needs them to be a structured compile format at runtime. So what the plugin's doing is it automatically compiles your file into this ink file, and or from the ink file into a matching JSON asset. So every time you tweak a line of dialogue or you save it, Unity updates this compiled asset in the background, and that's why you're seeing two files here. Now there's a couple ways to edit this. We can double click it and it's going to prompt us in Windows or Mac, where do we want to do this? Or we can go in and we can install the Inky editor, which is what I suggest that we do for this class. So if you go to inklstudios.com and you scroll down, you can see there's a Mac, Windows, and a Linux version. I'm just going to go ahead and click on the Windows version here, and then just save this to my desktop. All right, I had a folder on my desktop called Ink. I'm going to just right click on this. I think with the Mac you could just double click it, and I'm going to hit extract all and then just hit extract. All right, let's open this up, and you could see there's an Inky exe here. If I run this, it opens up the editor itself. So what we can do now is, I just have this again sitting on my desktop. If we go back to Unity, I'll show you how we can link this to here, to our Unity file. All right, so let's double click this. And I'm going to choose an app on my PC. And I navigated to the Ink Windows 64 folder that I essentially unzipped or uncompressed. And I'm going to select Inky there and hit open. And now I can select Inky, and with that always option, I can open the story up right inside of here. When I close this, if I double click this, As long as I click that always button, where is that? Here. I always want to use that. If I double click this, it should always open with Inky and not prompt me. All right, that looks pretty good for now. I think that's good for the project setup. In the next video, we're going to take a look at how we can program some dialogue.